We all have a little bit of fear when we step outside our comfort zone, but you got to do it if you want to have the life that you want to have. It just doesn't happen in the way. If it was going to happen in the life you're having now, you would have it already.
Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started.
Welcome back to the Be It Till You See It interview recap. My co-host.
If y'all caught any of the shit talking that happened before we started, you don't even know. Take it away.
Brad and I, am I just going to keep going? I'll just keep going. Brad and I are going to dig into the refreshingly genuine combo I had with Wendy Valentine in our last episode. If you haven't yet listened to that interview, feel free to pause this now and go back and listen to that one, then come back and join us. You can listen to it twice if you're like Brad. Maybe you remember. Just saying. Love you so much. So today is September 25th, 2025, and it is One Hit Wonder Day. One Hit Wonder Day takes place every year on September 25th.
Yeah, I put that stuff in there just so that you have to repeat literally the same.
Well, sometimes it's every third Thursday, so it's not exactly the same. But
that's fair.
But the day is the perfect excuse to listen to songs that have been in your head since they first aired. So that doesn't make sense. If it's a one-hit wonder, it should just be the day. Should be honoring other one-hit wonders.
They definitely flubbed that one.
They flubbed it. Anyways, I think you should go listen to only one-hit wonders, and I have some good ones for you. So buckle up and get ready to remember all the artists whose names have been lost to time, but whose works have stayed behind in our minds and hearts. Here's everything you need to know about one-hit wonders and the people who made them. Brad has a list of
I don't
one-hit
have
wonders.
a list of everything you need to know about them, but I do have a list of one-hit wonders. So
okay, well, why don't you
I'm just gonna
share
pick
yours?
one. I'm just gonna pick one from each decade.
Okay, that's fine. But then can I share my favorite one-hit wonder of the 90s?
Okay, when we get to the 90s.
Okay.
All right, so the 1970s, My Sharona.
That was a one-hit wonder?
By The Knack. Yeah, ever heard of The Knack?
No, but
right.
I heard My Sharona.
Okay, from the 80s. All right, we've got, let's see. This is one of my favorite songs of all time. The Times. Take on Me.
Take
by
on Me?
Aha.
Aha. Take on Me.
Take on me.
You do love that because you can't actually... That is hurting people's ears. That's not going well. But that's a hard song to sing. It's kind of like Africa. You can't, because it's like Toto. Like, it's really hard to sing like he changes.
Yes,
tones.
he does. Yes, he does. It's like crazy range. 1990s.
Okay, well, why don't you say, let's just see if you pick the one I pick.
All right, well, so there's a bunch.
There's so many.
From the 90s
it also really spans a whole decade because, like, one of the songs, I was like, that was the 90s. I remember being, like, in the 6th grade, and the one I picked, I remember, like, knowing in high school. So anyways, clearly that's what I did in the 90s was go to school. What do you got?
All right. So obviously Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba.
Oh, of course I wouldn't pick that, but yes, Tub Thumping was. But they're not really a one-hit wonder because they had another hit.
No, they didn't.
Oh, they didn't?
I don't think they had another hit.
They had another song that like made it to my radio in Lodi. It wasn't as good. You're right.
I mean, if they did. Oh yeah, you know what? I Get Knocked Down.
Yeah. That's not Tub Thumping?
I think it is Tub Thumping. They released it different titles.
Okay.
No, I think it's the same. So yeah, I think that's their song.
Okay. All right.
The only one that I actually know.
So, okay. How are you going to pick between Sex and Candy and Closing Time?
Oh, Sex and Candy is great.
Did you even listen to Sex and Candy when you were in the 90s?
No, on the school bus.
Okay.
I love sex and candy. Yeah. So, but also listen, like there's so many others.
The yeah is a lot deeper.
How about Macarena?
Well, no, can't even start with that one. That's not good. It's going to get in your head.
How about Breakfast at Tiffany's by Deep Blue Symphony.
Is Chumbawamba and Tub Thumping the same song or different songs?
Chumbawamba is the band.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about Semisonic?
Well,
Closing time.
That's exactly what I was saying. Closing Time. That's the best song.
It's a great song.
Did you know? And I think Bittersweet Symphony was a one hit because I think they got in trouble with the music.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's just such a bummer because it's such a good song.
Okay, 2000s.
Oh, yeah. I guess we have to get out of the 90s.
We're moving on. 2000s. There's a couple, but I think my favorite.
Hold on. I have to go back. Save Tonight. That's another one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Da.
Eagle Eye Cherry. I would never have been able to tell you the name of the band.
No. Okay. Anyways, go ahead. 2000s.
All right, 2000s.
A great time for fashion.
Yeah. Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus.
Oh,
I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby.
Oh my God.
Or Somebody That I Used to Know by Gautier.
Oh, yeah.
You're just somebody that I used to know.
Buddy.
Gnarls Barkley.
No.
I don't know if he's really a one-hit wonder because he has a career, but he's also part of another group.
Is this
all the things.
It Wasn't Me?
No, Crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But isn't he the same person as Wasn't Me?
Wasn't me. I don't think so.
Okay, this is exactly what people want to hear.
Yeah.
They're yelling at us in their radio.
Right.
I want you, if you're yelling at us right now, tell us who.
Psy.
Yeah.
Gangnam Style.
Oh, that's an annoying. That's like the Macarena. It makes me mad.
I think it became like the most watched YouTube video in the history or something like that. I can't remember. And then here we go. Now we've got other notables. Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 Miles. Oh, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. The impression I get. Yeah,
no one knows those.
That's the 90s. 1,000 Miles is 2002. Anyway, if you have a favorite one-hit wonder that we did not cover here, you have to make sure you let us know.
I guess, when do we find out it's a one-hit wonder? Because, like, is there any one-hit wonders that are recent, or is it like it doesn't happen because, like, the labels don't even make any, take any risks anymore? You know what? I have a one-hit wonder for everyone. It's not happened yet, but I believe in it. There is a great turkey song that you can all go listen to. Our dear friend Jeffro. This is going to be a definite one-hit wonder. He is not a one-hit wonder. He is a Grammy award-winning writer, but he has a gobble song that we can all, as a Beit group, make a one-hit wonder if you go to Spotify right now and listen to this
really hilarious
Thanksgiving song in September.
Yep.
Okay.
Jeffro is Geoffro. If you're really curious about this, ping us and I'll send you a link. So I looked it up. At what time after a band is out do we decide that it's a one-hit wonder band?
Yeah.
There's no official rule, but there is an understood 10-year rule. The music industry observers often consider an artist a one-hit wonder if they fail to produce another significant chart-topping hit within 10 years of their initial success.
You've 10 years to have another hit. You guys, did you hear that?
Yeah, but chart-topping.
Okay, but chart-topping.
So that's like getting drafted to the NBA twice.
Okay, regardless. That means, everyone, you are allowed to have 2 amazing goals happen in 10 years and still be considered ridiculously amazing.
Yeah.
And so don't worry about how long the valley is in between, because you too could have another hit.
Ain't no valley.
Oh, but that's not a one-hit wonder. That, in fact, is a wonderful song, which we're not going to sing right now because we've got to move on.
Yeah.
You guys, next week we're going to be in Chicago. POT Chicago at Burr Ridge. We're going to celebrate our 10-year wedding anniversary. I'm going to teach them Joe's Gyms. You got to check it out. I don't think there's any spots left, but if you should always come by.
Come hang at the booth. Just come say hello.
You should always just check because sometimes people can't make it and someone's trying to sell a ticket. So go check it out. Also in October, which is next week still, we're going to go to Cambodia. We're going to fly from Chicago to Cambodia. Yeah, I'm shipping clothes home. I'm shipping clothes to somewhere, and I don't even understand the weather that we are doing in this world. But
maybe I'll ship clothes home too. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, because like what are we gonna do with Chicago clothes in Cambodia?
Raincoats and
yeah.
Also, we kind of just stay indoors the whole time, so I'm not, but whatever.
Cold.
Still gonna send some clothes. You can go to crowsnestretreats.com to sign up for next year's Cambodia retreat. There's an amazing wait list you can get on. We're gonna
get on the wait list because in January we're going to be making a big announcement about the dates and all the things and doing the early bird. So
people on the wait list get the best early bird.
People on the wait list get the early bird.
And if it sells out on the early bird, well, then that's all.
Then we're going to go on our way home from Cambodia, we're going to hit Singapore. We have a long layover. We're going to do a little bit of botanical garden viewing, but we're also going to teach some Pilates there. So I'm super, super excited about that. I don't even know if you can go, but I'll be there.
No, it's a closed event.
It's a closed event, but Brad just wants to make sure you know we're going to be in Singapore.
That's where we're going to be.
And you can't come.
No, sorry.
Sorry. In December, we're also going to be on winter tour, and we're actually announcing that next week. OPC.me/events, October 1st.
October 1st, y'all.
We have people who are like, when is it announcing? When is it announcing? You better be on OPC.me/events because they're going to get a special email. Then our list gets an email. Then it does get posted on the socials, but the algorithm. So you're going to want to make sure this is going to be the coolest event. And I want to see you at several locations. I'm just saying, I'm demanding that. So before we get into the amazing...
this past summer tour, we had multiple people at multiple events.
I think I also just want to announce, I'm going to add 2 more things because it's now officially announced and we can talk about it.
Yeah.
So January, we're going to be at the Pilates Expo. So that you want to be at the Pilates Expo, we'll be there with a booth and I'll be teaching. And then...
Where is that?
It's in Huntington Beach, but it says LA. So it's LA adjacent. But it's in Huntington Beach. Huntington Beach in January is stunning, wonderful, and we're going to be there. The dates... I don't remember, but they're kind of like that right after we're done with winter tour. We're like just going to keep the tour bus going, to be completely honest. And then we are going to we'll be home for a little bit. Then in March, I'm going to be in Poland at the Contrology Conference in Poland with Karen Frischman. And then Karen, Brad, and I are going to do a little backpacking around the lovely Europe for a couple days. And we're going to land in Belgium. And I can officially announce we are teaching in Brussels at Elle's studio, Pilatels, and we're having a really wonderful conference with Els and Karen and I. So I don't have a link for that in the moment we're recording, but I promise you if you just Google.
I just want to make a clarification. It's not the Pilates Expo. It's the Pilates Journal Expo.
Yeah, I said that.
Okay. Pilates Journal Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So search for the Pilates Journal Expo 2026. And you'll find the one that Lesley's at. Tickets are open, I think, for that now.
Yeah, they're open.
So yeah, definitely check it out.
Yep, and then Poland, and then Brussels. So that takes us all the way into end of March. So Europe, it's not technically a tour, but we got 2 places. So you better come.
You better come.
I'm telling you, don't even know what 2027 has in store. Barely can keep up with what's going on right now. Just saying. So anyways, okay, now before we get with Wendy, we have to answer one of the wonderful questions that came in.
We sure do. All right. Better Day Pilates is asking, hey, this isn't a footwork question per se, but footwork related. What are your thoughts on an unpadded foot bar?
Love it.
Better Day Pilates, I can already tell you the
Love
answer is better than a padded foot bar. Why? Feedback. Oh, shoot. Because also safety. Oh, shoot. Brad jumping in for the win here. Okay, you can take over.
Yeah, I think some people would argue that the padded foot bars are less slippery. So
if your feet are like crusty or slimy, then sure, you're going to slide.
Some people have sweaty palms.
I guess so.
I personally would just have chalk in the studio for that.
I would think it would make it stickier though. It's metal.
I think it depends on the person. But at any rate, I agree with you on all of that just because you can have a better grip on the foot bar with a padded bar. You can feel it. It is, we need to teach grip strength. Grip strength does not come from hanging out in wrist. So I love an unpadded foot bar. So when your hands are on it, you can actually get your forearms on. I love it on the feet. I know people
you were thinking about with your hands. Of course, I was thinking about it with my feet.
Yeah. Yeah. So with feet, I love it because you're right. Feedback. A padded foot bar, it's really easy for you not to notice that your foot is pushing harder on one side than the other. Also, those of you who think it's going to be painful, the actual reality is if you're doing footwork correctly, unless you have a literal foot condition, like sometimes diabetics or some people with like neuropathy, you actually are not feeling the metal on your foot because you're not pushing from the knees, you're pushing from the whole center. And so if you're doing footwork correctly, even on 4 springs, I do not feel pain. And I used to have I kind of don't have any fat on the bottom of my big toe, ball of my foot, but I don't feel it as painful. I thought I would. I truly did. I remember at the studio when they're like, oh, we're going to take the pads off the foot bars. I just was like, oh my God. I literally thought to myself, they're going to lose all their business. Like, that's what I thought. I fucking love it. I love it. Take the foot pad off. I promise you'll love it. If you have a question and you want to answer to a question, any kind of question, you can go to beitpod.questions and submit your questions
No.
or your win. beitpod.com/question.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Say it again.
beitpod.com/questions.
Yes.
Or you can text us at 310-905-5534. We still haven't
I did a fly in there.
See, it's really easy. See, we still haven't purchased like 310 Be It Pod.
We're not going to do that.
Why? I think it's so much more easy to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you remember like like 805 got junk? Like,
yeah.
All right. Let's talk about Wendy Valentine.
Stick around. We'll be right back. All right. Welcome back. Let's talk about Wendy Valentine. Wendy is an author and the host of the Midlife Makeover Show and is often described as a magical beam of light known for her energy and constant evolving.
Please add something like that to my bio. She's often talked about as a magical beam of light. Like,
she's
please,
a magical beam of light.
I would like it added to my bio.
You're just a red-headed magical beam of light.
Yeah.
At 45, Wendy overcame divorce, chronic illness, and $150,000 of debt, pivoting from unemployment. Pivoting is, I hate that word. She figured out a way to get out of unemployment.
Yeah.
And then had corporate success. And then she quit her corporate success and to follow her passions, which is pretty ballsy,
she like got in and out and like really
within a couple of years.
I think we hate pivot guys because we are tired of being the pivoters. Like we're so good at pivoting and like I can't fucking pivot one more time before I'm turned back the way I started. I'm just going to say it right now.
Well, Wendy pivoted into authoring Women Waking Up, the Midlife Manifesto for Passion, Purpose, and Play. She's providing guidance through her robust framework for individuals seeking to make significant shifts in their lives, especially during pivotal periods like midlife.
That's a better pivotal.
That's a better pivotal. That's a pivotal. That's a real pivotal.
You guys, I don't know why we just started critiquing a bio.
It's a bio we wrote.
Yeah, it's a bio we wrote.
We wrote it.
So that's not how we treat our guests. We wrote that one.
Wendy kicks ass and takes names, and it's amazing. You know, it's always fascinating to me to meet someone who is divorced, because if they're out and about and they're putting their best foot forward, you're meeting them and you're like, this person is so cool. How could they have been in a relationship that didn't go well? Right?
I agree. I understand what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? Like
we have
meet
several
them
friends and we're
you're like, wow, I love this person. How did it all break down? And I want to say that her bio I feel like her bio is something that we often overlook in that assumption, in that she pivoted. She made major changes from who she was and where she was and what she wanted and all the things to who she is today. So now that we're meeting her, she's had this massive life experience that forced change, forced self-reflection, and she's come out the other side a magical beam of light.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think especially if you get divorced in your 40s, right? Like she had a kid, like she had a whole life, and life turned out differently than she expected, and it does when you're into your 20s. Like, this is how my life's gonna be, and then you get to your 30s, you're like, thank fucking God it didn't turn out like that. But some people got married in there, and so
I feel like that, and the reason that I am reflecting on that is because I feel like that happened for me too. In that.
Oh, were you hoping I say, how did you get divorced? How could anyone let you go?
Yes. This was really just a long fishing excursion for you to compliment me. You're lucky to catch me, babe. No, I even personally, in my own self-love, who I was before, I thought I knew who I was and I felt confident, sort of. But after that experience, then I actually was like, I had spent the better part of a year just working on me, just thinking about me, thinking about my actions, my thoughts, the things that I was doing, and making decisions on those, instead of spending like coasting through or floating through or just not really being attuned to any of that stuff. Like we often get into these grooves, these ruts, and that don't realize, because you're forced into this period of self-reflection and introspection. I feel like you come out the other side feeling better.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think so. I think also anytime something literally changes your life.
Yeah.
Like where you wake up, who you wake up with, where you wake up, all that stuff. It has to change you. And if it doesn't, you get to do it again. That's how life goes. Here's what I liked. She said she critiques the often vague advice like, be your authentic self. Love her.
Be
for that.
authentic.
My God. When we first started this podcast, you remember, like, we had so many people whose beat action was like, get to know yourself. Be authentic. And I was like, so we're going to need to understand, how do you do that?
How?
How do you do that?
How does one get to know themselves?
She clarified, it's not learning who you are to become, it's learning who you are not. I love that, because I think a lot of people start with what they want or who they want to be, but you certainly know who you don't want to be. You certainly know what you don't like and what you don't want to be. I think that sometimes it's easier to start with, like, I don't want to be that. So if I don't want to be that, then what changes do I have to make?
Sure.
If I don't want to be a person who mopes around all the time, well, then what do you got to do? So I really like that. And she said, she used an analogy of Michelangelo's carving. David, where he just, is it Michelangelo or David?
Michelangelo's carving of David.
Of David.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm not. Look, guys, my family was poor.
Art history 17 over there.
Well, okay, let me just tell you, there was no art history in my schooling. I was a poor girl at public school, no art history. And my family doesn't have art because that's expensive stuff. So I am not educated. So Michelangelo's carving of the David, where he just carved everything away that was not him.
Yep.
You don't like the word of the David?
It's not the David.
Just David.
It's just David.
Carving David.
Carving of David.
Yeah. Is this David somebody is it one from the Bible? Or is it just a random David?
I'm pretty sure it's David from the Bible. Let me find out now, because
like David of David and Goliath.
They say Michelangelo's David because the statue is called David. But who is David? Michelangelo, David.
No one knows.
David is.
Come on, ChatGPT. Come on.
Right?
Be faster. People are waiting. They're yelling at us. They already know.
Doesn't actually say.
Oh, so it could be any David.
No, I don't think so. I'm sure
like
there's
from
somebody.
Schitt's Creek. It's David from Schitt's Creek.
No, it's okay. So it is from the biblical story of David. The tale of a young shepherd boy who served the Israelites. So David and Goliath, David?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's that David.
Okay, that David. I think we like that David. All right. Anyways, she advised.
Did some good things, did some not so good things.
Right, I'm pretty sure later in life, not
He's
so
human.
Good. Yeah. We're all allowed to be a little human. She advised, so Michelangelo essentially carved everything that was not him. And I kind of like that. Like, you're just chiseling away at what's not you.
Yeah.
Like, it's like when you clean out your closet, like Jessica Papanow's episode, right? You got to get rid of the clothes that no longer represent who you are.
I love that. And I think that's a great comparison, actually. I love that.
Well, it's something we can actually apply to ourselves, since none of us are going around carving statues. I mean, maybe 3 listeners are, but like, I'm certainly.
We did end up at a sculptor's studio here in Vegas, and I was like intrigued because she's been doing it for something like 50 or so years, and it was like, wow, she made it way more than a hobby. She turned it into a business.
Called Romancing the Stone.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's called. That's impressive.
Well, it's because I thought about the movie, but I was never I just remember sitting in that place going, he's gonna want to take a class here, and this is a skill set I can tell you right now, don't have. I don't have the patience to carve away what's not this rock. So anyways, she also explained that sometimes we know the things that are not us because we still cling to it for comfort. That's why people stick around to people that treat them like shit or a job they hate because it's comfortable. It's not uncomfortable enough.
Yeah, I think it's also fear, fear of the unknown. I think that comfort and fear kind of go hand in hand, believe it or not. You feel comfortable, but you're actually afraid to make change.
Yeah.
So you're unwilling to
Isn't it like
take a risk.
What is it, like the villain or the what is it? What's the saying? Like
the devil
The devil is, yeah, it's the devil is better than the devil you don't know. But like so negative because like you're assuming there's always a devil out there. Anyways. There's a story about a dog that
better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
Yeah. That's, you know what that is, you guys? The patriarchy trying to keep you small. That's what that is. It's like the penny saved is a penny earned bullshit.
Yeah.
All those things are bullshit. Bullshit.
That's some malarkey right there.
Yeah. So I just think like, we can go back to Gay Hendricks thing. We all have a little bit of fear when we step outside our comfort zone, but you got to do it if you want to have the life that you want to have. It just doesn't happen in the way, if it was going to happen in the life you're having now, you would have it already, right? Brad Bizjack is going to have an episode coming out really soon in October. Stay tuned. But the other day he mentioned something like, what got you here won't take you there.
Yeah. I think it's good to clarify that, because if it was going to happen in the life you have right now, meaning if the thing that you want was going to happen, why wouldn't it have already happened today? Right. Like, why wouldn't it have happened to date?
Doing the exact same things over and over again, expecting a different result, is insanity. So,
I mean, yes, it is not you have to change in order to attain or grow or any of those things.
Well, if you hate your job, but you never look for another job, the likelihood of a job landing in your lap isn't going to happen unless you're telling people, I want a new job.
Yeah. I mean, and putting that out there allows people to start, responding to that, thinking about you. You are constantly thinking about that. It's you gotta take action, y'all. Take action.
What do you like?
My favorite thing was when she was talking about comfort zone. We were just kind of covering it, but the comfort zone, it is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. And I'm never, and like, it's just another way to talk about like what we were just saying, that I've never really thought about. I don't know, like, we have these goals and what's going to happen. Like, we want to get to this place or build this thing or have a house or, I don't know, buy a car or whatever it is, like whatever the goal is. Right. And then when we get it, I think that there's a time we can allow ourselves to enjoy the thing, and we should. It's important to celebrate, right? But that shouldn't be the end of the story, right? We're not going to celebrate forever. We're not going to enjoy it forever. I think like this is where there's an idea of balance. Like imagine if let's think about it like a work week. Imagine if the work week, you take the weekend to enjoy the fishing boat that you bought because you use it. You go out and you use it. But then during the week, you're doing what? You're moving the ball forward with life, you're creating growth. And this idea that the comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Unless you're trying to become a pro fisherman, or woman, you're not going out on the fishing boat to practice. You're going out on the fishing boat to enjoy. It's a comfort. It's a comfort, but nothing's growing there, except maybe your beer belly, right? Because you're just throwing them back.
That's an interesting analogy. I can follow it. I think so.
She quoted Marianne Williamson. She said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. I don't know. I think she's an interesting lady. She's very influential. But I don't think that people are afraid that they're powerful. I think that's an intriguing thing to say, but I don't think anybody thinks about themselves being powerful and being afraid of that, unless maybe if they're a parent, maybe then they're like, oh my God, I'm responsible for somebody's life. There's power.
I certainly hope every parent thinks that. I really wonder.
I really hope so. But
our listeners who are parents do. I hear you. I don't go going, I'm so powerful, I'm gonna fuck. Like, I don't. Right. I often think like, oh my God, I'm not good enough for this. But I understand the sentiment. And so if we just put a different person's name on there, I think you probably wouldn't doubt it so much. Brad is just showing his true colors on Marianne Williamson. I actually think that I actually think I can explain that sentence too. So many people's goals actually scare them. You don't think of a goal in life that you want to do. Nothing comes to your mind of something that you desire to do unless you had the power to do it, right? And so I think their goals are exciting and then scare the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's what the deepest fears are powerful, because they're what everybody here believe, like, someday I'm going to be doing X, but then they have to like take the next step, and it's like, oh, God, how am I going to do that? And so I actually think that that's where the line is. But
I just went to a a rally where somebody made an announcement that they were going to run for a political office. And I immediately felt scared for them of like, oh my God, this is like a really tall order. Like this is a huge, this felt intimidating, and it created this fear. And it was really weird because it was a relatively intimate setting. she jokingly said, "Does anybody think I'm crazy?" And I raised my hand, and she said, "Oh, you have a question?" And I said, "No, I think you're crazy." To the whole crowd, I said, but crazy in a good way. I said, this creates a lot of fear in me, but it's the kind of fear that makes you want to go do the thing.
Yeah.
It's not like the fear that like incapacitating fear, but it's that like, it's like if anybody's ever done skydiving, there's that moment where you're leaning out of the plane and you're like, holy shit, I'm about to do this. Right. And yeah, so, I think, there's something to that. Like that's kind of fear that is like, it is motivating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do. I think it's really great. I think that I really just like what Wendy said. Let's go back to quoting Wendy.
Yeah.
Which is, the comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Like a comfort zone is like laying on your couch every night, binge watching Netflix, but wishing you had a friend or a partner.
Yeah.
Nothing's growing on that fucking couch.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What else?
Yeah. Well, that just made me think of your coffee for two thing. I just really think it's cool that you were very intentional about how you were building your life so that you weren't just sitting on the couch or weren't just working yourself to death.
Yeah.
In the middle of
I also
working
saved
hard.
every Thursday night for a date night. Would not let I would not hang out with a friend. If no one asked, I just went home on a Thursday night. I saved that night, and I saved Christmas for a partner. Look what I got.
That's right. You're lucky to have me. Apparently.
I got a divorcee. Who would ever let him go?
Wendy said, when you get to the other side of that comfort, that is more beautiful. And yes, you will then grow. So comfort, I feel like, has its place, but it's also, it can be like a sticking point. So yeah, I think it's great. I think, there's a time for it, but there's also a time to keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if we said this yet, except for at the very beginning, but Wendy is a fireball of energy.
Oh, if you haven't listened, you need to go. She's like a cold shower in a good way.
Yeah. It's such a fun
If you're having a funky day, you got to go listen to it.
Yeah.
You'll have an unfunky day.
Yes, love it.
I'm pretty sure that this recap is one of the weirdest you've ever listened to. So
well, stick around. We'll be right back because we're going to cover those epic Be It action items that we got from Wendy that she made up on the treadmill while she's doing her workout right before your interview. So we'll be right back. All right, so finally, let's talk about those Be It action items. Say it with me. What bold, executable, intrinsic, or targeted action items can we take away from your convo with Wendy Valentine?
Well, why don't you start?
Yeah, so she made up her own Be It framework, and she said, become your own BFF. She really is focused on self-love. I think that was one of the things that she learned after going through her midlife crisis. She said, you've got to stop that ticker tape of thoughts, the negative thoughts, and replace it with something really good, friendly thoughts. Envision. Envision who you want to become, not just the what. Who you want to become, not just the what. Right? I is invite her in, act as if. Literally say every single day, act like the woman or person you want to become. Right? So invite her in. And then T, she said, take it.
Take action.
Take it. She asked, how do you get courage? By taking action. Leap, and then that will appear, right? So I love it. I think that's a great spin on, bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted.
And she gave more. But also, I feel like we should save this because this is a great way to describe what being it till you see it is. From the beam of light of Wendy Valentine, she defined it for us. She also said she heard Deepak Chopra say, feel your way through life. Feel your way through life. And so she advised, no matter what we are doing, to ask ourselves, how does it feel? And more importantly, how does it feel to who you are becoming and the life you're creating? Does it align? That's not a one-hit wonder, but it's a great song. She also said, stop overthinking. Just feel your way through life. I know that can scare people because they're like holding a tight grip on life, because if they like let go, chaos is going to happen. It's going to fucking happen anyways. I'm tell you right now. On one of these days, we'll tell you about how hot the house got and how we had to move a workshop.
That was so fun.
You know, like, it doesn't matter how planned out your life is, how well you thought about all the things, how many reminders you sent things. The AC can still blow because it's not like it has a warning symbol. So I'm just telling you all. Explode. Yeah. So stop overthinking and feel your way through, because I promise you, if you can take that, like, just feel your way through and then your tight grip on reality, I think you're going to land right there in the middle. So
that's a win.
I'm Lesley Logan.
And I'm Brad Crowell.
Thank you so much for listening to our amazing episode. I have to say, let us know if you like how the wheels fell off today and if you think it was great, or if you want us to go back to how we've done it before. And until next time, be it till you see it.
Bye for now.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day.
Be It Till You See It is a production of the Bloom Podcast Network. If you want to leave us a message or a question that we might read on another episode, you can text us at +1 310 905 5534 or send a DM on Instagram at BeItPod.
It's written, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell.
It is transcribed, produced, and edited by the Epic team at Disenyo.co.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to Melissa Solomon for creating our visuals.
Also to Angelina Herrico for adding all of our content to our website. And finally, to Meredith Root for keeping us all on point and on time.